Hi, Kristin Joyner with Living Down South Realty, and thank you for coming and watching my video on the listing presentation. So the goal of doing this was to share some of the information on the goal of a real estate professional or realtor, a little bit about myself and what I bring to the table. So let's take a look. So let's go ahead and talk about the listing presentation. The purpose of me having this available to you before I come over and meet with you is so that you can kind of educate yourself a little bit about the sales cycle of selling a home and then also what I bring to the table. So I have actually been in the business for 30 years, and my job is to allow you guys to buy and sell real estate, and I take some of the stress out of it. So my ultimate goal is to bring comfort and ease during a time of great change. Moving is really uncomfortable. It is a lot of work. The idea of it can create quite a bit of fear, and my job is to let you kind of breathe, settle in, and just remember the reason why you decided to put your house on the market. I have been doing this again since 1994. I am a member of the National Association of Realtors and have a couple of different designations that they have established. It's just further education that I did to earn these designations. And then I'm also really proud that I am a yoga therapist and a board certified health coach. And I just teach yoga a couple times a week, really for my own well being, but I do enjoy it. And again, it's all about holding space for clients. So there's a lot of common threads between yoga and moving. So when we meet in person, I want to learn about your goals. I want to learn about your why. Why have you decided to sell? And sometimes it's a wonderful reason, and sometimes it can be a process of a loss. And so, my goal again is to help you guys be able to get through this time of change with comfort and as easy as possible. So, we're going to talk about time frame. We're also going to take a look at when is the right time for you to be able to put your house on the market. For example, if you live in the mountains, their highest time or when they sell more houses is in the fall. So data shows us that there's more folks that are going up into the mountain property that are coming up in September through November than any other time of the year. We're going to take a look again. I want to ask you, where are you moving to, and do you need any assistance there? Is there anything that I can provide, such as a referral of another real estate professional in the area that you're needing to go? Make sure that we have all the decision makers available to us to where we can all have, paperwork executed and that sort of thing. I'm also going to review a net sheet and really give you an idea of what the cost is for you to sell your property. And then I'm going to tell you, this is the fun part for me, is how I'm going to market your house. How am I going to drive more buyers through your house to where we can end up having less days in the market, shortening that sales cycle, and maximizing the profit that you need to make on your home? And that is my goal as a professional real estate agent, is that marketing component. So here is a little bit of some of the actions that I do. So the current statistic that was offered through the National Association of Realtors, 92% of the population hires a real estate professional to list the house. They have, again, the knowledge. They also have the access to the multiple listing services, which they're casting that net very wide in making sure that as soon as the house is listed, it's going out to where everyone can view it. So again, part of what we're going to talk about when I meet with you is we're going to basically kind of look at when the time frame is going to be. We're going to be looking at some sales data so that you can make sure that your house is competitively priced. We'll also talk about what we need to do to prep your house for sale. There's some little things that we can do here and there, and I'll show you some stats too. A heavy remodel may not necessarily be needed. limited. Your return on a brand new kitchen is about 65%, as opposed to if we have an aged roof that it's currently leaking, their return for putting on that roof is 110% is what last year's data showed through NAR. We also will make sure that your house is listed in the best light. My goal again is to cast that net wide. Get buyers interested on the consumer sites to where they let their agent know that they want to see it. And that's where our marketing expertise comes into play. I help you negotiate. I present any and all offers to you and help you negotiate the best terms so that we can all be at the table and you can be able to close this chapter and then move forward. So as your listing agent, here's some of the activities and some of the tasks in which I need to do to where we can have a successful sale. Again, we are going to be talking about competitively marketing your home, and we're going to look at some of those 7 vital statistics that we're going to look at to kind of give you a brushstroke of what your market is doing so that we come out of the gate priced correctly. Again, negotiation of all offers. I will help you kind of be able to pin a counter offer or accept an offer again based on your instructions, but we're also going to kind of look at the offer itself and see what we can tweak, add, or subtract. And then here's some other information that I do again, such as making sure that your house is in the best light online, that we have the virtual tour uploaded, we have the correct information in the MLS correct, that we're really driving that buyer's agent traffic and the buyers to your home. And then one thing that I do, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, is communication is key to any relationship. So I am up with my dogs at about 7 in the morning, and I am probably at turning everything off at around 9. So my cell phone is the best way to reach me. And I make sure that I communicate to my buyers and sellers efficiently and effectively. I am really always available. And no, your call is never bothering me. I get that quite a bit. It never is bothering me. So today we are going to kind of give you a little idea of when I come over, I'm going to share you the stats. And it really is letting us kind of take a look at what the supply is of houses. We're going to take a look at whether we've got a hot market or is it starting to cool off a little bit. How competitive is your house going to be? And we're going to price band just a little bit. We can tell competition there really well. We're going to look at days on market and then just kind of get an overall idea of what that appreciation of the house has been. And I typically narrow it down to the high school area. If you are in a suburb area, sometimes I'll take it down to the elementary school area. So we have a very clear idea of what your specific area is doing. Remember, location is the key to everything in real estate. So that's the first thing we look at. So again, I had mentioned before about buyer's agent. My job is to cast that net on those consumer sites and in the MLS as wide as it possibly can go. And what it does is that it allows those buyers to contact their agent or allows the agent to receive the information about the new listing and reach out to their buyers to let them know. So I work very well with co-oping agents. Again, I make sure that we have very good, clear, concise communication. I encourage the buyer's agent to highlight some of the features that you have in your home so that they're aware of it. And then again, part of my duty is to be able to work very well with buyer's agents. So in marketing your home, and this is where I get really excited, it's really kind of letting the price overcome some of the objectives that your house may have. And then once we have that competitive price, it is my duty to you to optimize the condition of your home to where online the ad copy talks about the lifestyle that your house offers. The ad copy talks about what it means to the buyer, but my duty is to get that buyer hooked And the more they spend online, the more they look at your listings through those professional photos that we're going to be taking of your house, the more interested they are to where they're going to come and take a look at the house. Make sure that, again, all the information in the MLS is accurate. I also am creating a buzz on social media, as well as letting other buyers and sellers know about your home, creating that maximum exposure that's really going to be able to get as many buyers through the doors as possible. It's a numbers game, guys. The more feet we have through your home, the quicker we are going to go off market, and the less we're shortening that sales cycle. So again, I mentioned that clear, open communication, and again, this is key. Again, I will make sure that I touch base to where you have a clear understanding of what the feedback has been, what the market is doing. I'll constantly be updating you on the data. The market's been moving a little fast. It moved really fast and quick with very short days on market. Now days on market getting a little bit longer, but we're moving quickly on the number of competition that we have, or the number of listings that we have. So we are really needing to be competitive here in price and condition. Make sure that we meet periodically so that you be notified of some of the trends that are happening. And again, it's really all about you and I having that clear, open communication where both of us can communicate effectively, to where we make sure that we get through this sales cycle, this 60 to 90 days before we get a contract on our property, so that you understand that your agent is, again, here for you to answer any questions that you may have. Negotiating and structuring the sale, it is my duty to make sure that that contract is scribed to where it is legally enforceable, and then also make sure that we have a qualified buyer, and that we have the documentation stating that we have the earnest money deposited according to the terms, and that it has been stated, et cetera, et cetera. So I will help you negotiate the contract and really help you structure the sale that is of your best interest. So my goal is, again, to complete the transaction, get everybody to the closing table, and then this is where we are making sure that we have all the elements completed to where we have a successful end of the transaction or the closing. So my job is to try to make this come as quickly as possible for you, with least amount of any type of stress or any kind of issues. So again, I have built my business on relationships. So I am a little bit of a go-to person. So if you have any need for anybody, you can call on me. My goal is to really try to help kind of can make connections in my community. Again, I cover Georgia and South Carolina, but I want you to have such a wonderful experience that at the end of the transaction, you feel very comfortable in referring me to your friends and family. So thank you so much for taking the time to just kind of learn a little bit about my process. I look forward to seeing you in person at your listing presentation, where we can dive specifically more into the numbers. I hope everybody has a wonderful day.